Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Sometimes you simply want to share. You tell someone you know about your plans, about how you got excited about a new idea, how you started a course, began a project, planned a move, planned changes. And suddenly everything starts falling apart. Panic begins in your head. Something went wrong. Why? The answer is simple. You voluntarily poured your energy into emptiness, into that very emptiness where no one was planning to support you. When you open your dreams to people who live in a swamp of resentment, complaining, and constant whining, it's like opening a portal. Everything you have built, your inner fire, your momentum, you give away to those who never even asked for it. They are not ready to understand you, and honestly, it's not even beneficial for them. Because your growth is a reminder of their stagnation. Your belief in yourself is a blow to their familiar picture of the world. Your energy is a foreign currency they don't know how to spend. We live on different levels. This is not about money or status. It's about purity, about how much fire you carry inside, about what you do when you wake up in the morning, about whether you move in any direction at all, or simply rot inside thoughts about how unfair everything is. There are people who pull you upward, and there are people who pull you backward, back to a place where you no longer want to be. And that doesn't mean they are bad people. It simply means they are playing on a different level of the game. When you tell your plans to people who operate on lower energy, you hand them your keys. It's as if you take out the map of your reality and say, "Look, this is where I'm going." They look at it, and inside them, something rises. Fear. Fear that you will leave. Fear that you will move beyond their reach. Fear that they will remain alone in their swamp. And do you know what they do? Unconsciously, they try to drag you back. Through jokes, through doubts, through small, poisonous phrases. Who do you think needs you there? People have tried this 100 times and it won't work. Have you lost your mind? And if you are not aware, you start believing them. Because you are also afraid, because you are still uncertain, and you lower yourself back down to their level so you won't be above them, so you can still belong. But the problem is, you are no longer one of them. You already climbed out. You already stepped onto the shore. You already felt that life can be different. You do not owe anyone proof. And you definitely do not have to give your energy to those who do not value it. These people are your training ground. They exist to test whether you are ready to go all the way. They are your old levels, and your task is not to fight them. Your task is simply to pass through them. Remember one simple thing. The person who does nothing will always criticize the one who does something. You might learn something new every day. Yesterday, learning new languages. Today, sewing. Tomorrow, spiritual practices or sketching. You can try, make mistakes, turn around, start again. And all of that is life. You are not searching for yourself. You already found yourself. You are simply expanding your version of yourself. Those who see this with sincere energy will say, "That's amazing. You're alive. You're not standing still. Keep going. The world is waiting for you." But those who are already rotten inside will laugh, because they are afraid that you remembered who you truly are. You don't have to tell everyone about yourself. You don't have to explain your path, because you are not meant for everyone, and that is normal. You are meant for those who are ready to remember themselves, for those who are not afraid of the light, for those who don't hide behind other people's opinions, but walk toward what feels both scary and exciting. Have you ever wondered why people you have known your whole life suddenly become strangers when something starts working for you? You didn't win the lottery. You simply began living consciously. You stopped complaining. You started acting. And the world started responding. Suddenly there is tension, glances, remarks, silence in response to your joy. Not because you became a bad person, but because you stepped outside their script. People feel comfortable when you are like everyone else. When you complain together with them, when you drown in everyday problems, gossip, news, and expectations, when you are normal, meaning controllable, and suddenly you remembered who you are. You became too bright, too believing, too free. And in that moment, you become a threat to them. You are no longer just a person who started learning something. You are a reminder that they could have done it too, but didn't. You are a mirror showing them. I've been sitting on the couch for 10 years and changed nothing. So a defense mechanism starts. They need to reduce you, minimize you, dismiss you. He's just excited. He'll quit in a week. This is temporary. That's nonsense, Yako. You can't make money from that. He found another stupid idea. But here's the truth. This is not about you. It is about their inner pain. About the fact that they didn't have the courage to choose themselves. You might be surprised, but the people who slow you down the most are often the closest ones. Family, partners. Because your transformation breaks the status quo. You used to be convenient. You used to be predictable. You used to be someone they could control. But now you are not. You no longer fit the old frame. And that scares them. When you begin to grow, it feels as if gravity around you starts changing. Old connections break. New ones are pulled toward you. You enter a zone of turbulence. People may misunderstand you, talk about you, reject you. And your task is not to go back, not to turn around, not to apologize for growing, not to feel ashamed for choosing a different path. Remember this. The more you return to your old environment, the harder it becomes to grow. Because the energy there is not about growth. It is about holding you down, keeping you in the familiar. So you become normal again, like them, someone who doesn't believe, someone who doesn't act, someone who no longer shines, but you no longer belong there. You have outgrown those conversations, those fears, that game. You are different now. You remember who you are, and you don't need anyone's approval to become yourself. You only need one thing, not to betray yourself. Look at the people closest to you, those who hear your voice every day, those you call, message, share things with. They are your mirrors. They are a projection of the level you are currently on. If you want to understand where you stand, don't look in the mirror. Look at your circle. If there is even one person around you after whose presence you feel apathy, doubt, exhaustion, shame for your dreams, or the feeling that you went too far, you have just drained your energy, voluntarily, into nothing. And the worst part is that you probably didn't even realize you were robbed. Not of money, not of things, but of attention, belief, inspiration. There are 3 types of people. The first type drains you. They always criticize, diminish, doubt. It benefits them if you stay exactly where you are, because your growth would make their own stagnation uncomfortable. They don't grow and they don't allow others to grow. Every step you take feels like a threat to them. These are the couch critics. There are many of them. They are easy to recognize, they are loud. But behind that noise there is emptiness, because they have no path of their own. They live as commentators on someone else's life. The second type is neutral. People who are simply around. They don't stop you, but they don't help either. It feels comfortable with them, but you stay in the same place. It's like being stuck on level 0, good for survival, but not for flight. And the third type, the ones who lift you. People who light up when you light up. People who support your ideas. People who say, "That's amazing. Do it." Even when you doubt yourself, they believe in you. Those people must be protected. That is your circle of power. Your environment is like soil. You can plant the seed of a genius in toxic ground and it will rot. Or you can give someone a drop of support and they will grow into a powerful creator. You are not guilty for having been surrounded by people who diminished you, but you are responsible for not staying among them. Every time you share a dream, you either strengthen it or destroy it. If you share it upward, with someone who understands what it means to go against the system, you strengthen the energy. But if you bring it downward and share it with someone living in apathy, you hand your dream over to be consumed by someone else's fear. They will dismiss you, laugh at you, turn everything into a joke. Ask, "Who do you think you are?" And you begin to doubt. Not because you are weak, but because you shared it in the wrong direction. There is a law of growth. Share your plans only with those who already stand on the level you are moving toward. Everything below is leakage. Everything above is elevation. Someone might say, "But I want my family to stay close. I love these people. I don't want to abandon them." That is normal. But you must understand one thing. You don't save people by staying down with them. You save them by rising and becoming a lighthouse. Your example gives them a chance. If they don't follow, that is their choice. Not your fault. Your task is simply to reach level 0, the level where you no longer beg, where you are no longer afraid, where you know how to restore yourself and be who you are. And from that point you become a magnet for others. Not because you shout loudly, but because you carry a calm inner strength, and people feel it without words. Your dream is not just an idea. It is an energetic structure, fragile like a young sprout that has just broken through the soil. And if you show that sprout to someone wearing muddy boots, they will crush it without even noticing. When you share your plans, you open the energy of the future. It's like opening the door to a house that has not yet been built. Someone walks in who has no respect for the construction. They criticize the walls, laugh at your blueprints, say, "Do you seriously believe this?" And suddenly you stop building. You begin to doubt. Your brain has no filter for who said the words. It doesn't know if it was a wise person or a lazy one, a scientist or your aunt sitting on the couch. The brain simply hears doubt, and fear awakens inside you. Now you no longer launch the project. You don't take the course, you don't change your life, simply because you allowed someone else's voice into your dream. Words have weight, but context and energy carry destructive power, especially when you share downward. When you share a plan with someone living in apathy, complaints, chronic negativity, you activate their envy. And behind envy comes silent destruction. They will never say it directly, but inside them irritation awakens. Why should you succeed if they didn't? That irritation is a powerful, destructive vibration, especially if you are sensitive, open, energetically transparent. You might think it is a curse. It's not. You simply told your dream to the wrong person. A dream is like a password. If you give it to a random person, they can enter and break the system from inside, not out of hatred, out of weakness. Sometimes you don't even notice how everything collapses. You say you want to leave your job. Suddenly you are overloaded with new tasks. You say you want to move. Suddenly the deal falls apart. You say you started a project. Suddenly the inspiration disappears. It's not coincidence. It is indirect resistance of the matrix activated through other people. You turned on the light, but handed the wire to those who live in darkness. They don't need light. It frightens them. Their first reaction is to turn it off so everything feels safe again. Some people ignite from your ideas. Others become afraid and fade. If you share your plan with the wrong people, it's like placing a candle in a storm. It will go out. Why is silence so important? Because silence protects. Your path must first crystallize inside you. You must become stable in your reality before showing it to the world. Share only when it is already done, when the result exists, when your energy is secured. Otherwise, it is only an idea, vulnerable to other people's projections. If you want to preserve your plan, protect your silence. Silence is armor. Silence is power. Silence is the way you speak inside yourself instead of outside. Remember this. Not everyone who stands next to you stands next to your soul. And not everyone who smiles is happy about your victories. Sometimes silence is the best filter to reveal who is real. When you start growing, your frequency changes. And every frequency either resonates in harmony or cracks under pressure. You change your thinking, your diet, your environment, and suddenly people begin drifting away. You didn't hurt anyone. You simply became different. But you start noticing a strange pattern. The higher you rise, the more often you hear, "Do you think you're better than us?" Did fame get to your head? Remember, it's not about you. It's about them. You are a mirror in which they see their own stagnation. You are an alarm clock in a room where everyone wants to sleep. People don't want you to change, because if you could do it, it means they could have done it too. And nothing is more frightening than meeting yourself and admitting that you could have changed your life, but chose not to. So they pull you back. Not intentionally, subconsciously, through jokes, through sarcasm, through phrases like, "Come on, why do you need that? Who do you think you are?" Don't be naive. These are the traps of the matrix. Through the mouths of those around you, the system tests whether you are truly ready to move forward, or if you will turn back again. The most important thing is not to surrender. You are not required to be convenient. You are not required to fit into someone else's frame. You are not required to be understandable to those who chose not to walk the path. If you feel the call, go. If you see the light, follow it. If someone pulls you backward, don't look back. People from your past cannot always be part of your future. And that is okay. You are not betraying them. You are choosing yourself. And those who truly belong in your life will never say, "Come back." They will say, "Go. I'll catch up when I'm ready." Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.